Bless us all and bless those who are on the way. Amen.
Thank you so much, Karen. Let me start by just setting a few ground rules. Not that I'm controlling the evening's proceedings, but I think that we need to treat each other with respect as we make our contributions. So everybody will initially be given 5 minutes to make their contribution. If it's an exciting contribution, we shall extend that time, but it's the discretion of the chair, because we would like everybody to get an opportunity to contribute to the evening's proceedings. We agree on that? Good. So I'm going to throw out to you all now. Are there any ground rules that you would like us to have included? I think you all are in shock. Nobody ever asked you all that before from the chairperson's position. Because if this is a consultation, it's us and you, it's everybody together trying to do this. So I'll add a second one. I think that what I would like to say is that we treat each other with respect, and when somebody is making a contribution, let them finish their contribution. If I need to have clarity to help you all, I will ask for that, and afterwards you will be getting your own opportunity to speak. We could agree to that second one? Good. So somebody from the audience give me a third one. Any other rules? Excellent. Could we please put our cell phones on silent or vibrates? That would be wonderful. And if you get a call whilst we're in here, we know that sometimes calls are quite important. We would just ask you to step outside to take the call. We can agree to that one? Good. So I think we have done a good job of setting the tone. Is there anything else? Or we can move forward? Good. All right. So, the topic for this evening is transformational leadership. I wonder how many of us really understand what that means, because even when I first heard it, I said, I wonder if I understand what it means. I know what is a leader, but when we talk about transformational leadership, it's important for us to understand the context of why we are using those words. So I'll just give a little brief on it. The rationale behind this whole consultation basically is that this country, this beautiful Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, has never really benefited from a national conversation on the type of political leadership that would satisfy the needs of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and the governance structures. As a result of that, and in the absence of these guidelines, what we find is that our choice is normally based on party affiliation. We hardly ever look at the person that is presenting themselves for leadership in whatever area, whether it's local government, whether it's on a board, whether it's in cabinet, whether it's in parliament. We don't really look at what that person is bringing. The first thing that we see is the party. And if we are to move forward, we need to understand that we need leaders who can transform. And sometimes that means that these leaders have to have their own ideas, their own levels of integrity and principles and so on to be able to guide us. And that they understand the importance of their influence in helping to transform not only Trinidad and Tobago, but to do that we have to transform the attitudes and the way that people approach whatever it is they have to do or they need to do. We can agree with that? That makes sense? Okay, good. So for us, it's very important, and for Nicole, it's very important for her to understand what it is you would like to see in a leader who is transforming and who has that ability to pioneer transformational leadership. With that said, I am going to open the floor after I just briefly discuss with you what is the difference between a leader and a manager. You all have heard about managers and you all have heard about leaders, right? Anybody here would like to volunteer what they think is one or two attributes of a manager? Anybody can put up their hand. A manager. What is a manager? Yes? Delegates authority. Do we agree with that? Okay, so a manager will delegate authority. What would a leader do? Would a leader delegate authority? A leader would set the example, yes. But the leader would also provide the skills, the wherewithal, and whatever is required for that person to be able to move into the position of authority, knowing and understanding what is the goal of the whole, and not the individual aspiration. So that was good. Anybody else? That's interesting because I saw that here. The manager will do the things right, but the leader will do the right thing. What does that mean to you all? When you hear that statement, what does that mean to you? A manager will do things right, but a leader will do the right thing. It means that the leader would need to have a level of integrity and principle to be able to do the right thing, even though it may not make him popular. But if he has had in train already the processes of transformational leadership, what you will find happening is that the others that he is guiding will understand exactly what he is doing, and he may not be so unpopular after all. So thank you for that. And as we go through the evening, I will give you all little words of wisdom from you and from me that helps us to understand what is the difference between a leader and a manager. People can become managers very easily. They can go and do a course in administration. They can become managers. Leaders, sometimes we hear you've got to be born to be a leader. But not really. You just need to be open. And you need to know who you are and understand what are your value systems. So with that said, I want to open the floor and ask if anybody would like to get the mic. We have the mic roving. Get the mic and make a 5-minute presentation on what they think they would like to see in a political leader or a leader in the political sphere of Trinidad and Tobago. Don't be shy, you know. This is a consultation. We need to hear from you. You need to get up and talk. And nobody is too young to talk, because sometimes words of wisdom come from the youth. So I'm encouraging everybody to please say something. Young lady, come to the podium. You see, the young will lead us, huh? Yes.
Hi, good night, everyone.
Stand right here. Good.
I didn't prepare anything.
That's okay.
But what I would like to see in a political leader in Trinidad and Tobago is accountability for your actions. That's very important, I believe. A genuine leader who seeks the interest of the public. Someone who is down to earth and is willing to hear from the person on the ground what are their needs and what they truly need in their community. I believe that is very important as well. Yeah.
Very good. But don't go and sit down. Don't go and sit down yet. I want to just ask you to clarify for us a little bit 2 areas that you spoke about. One was accountability, and one was seeking the interests of the public. If you could just explain in your mind what you think that means.
Okay, when I say accountability, I mean, well, we often hear different cases on the news of different, like pertaining to integrity of the political leaders. They may come into office as a warm and honest person, but I believe that sometimes power may change persons, and once I believe that you have a strong sense of accountability, then you would own up to your mistakes and correct when you go wrong. And what was the other?
Seeks the interests of the public.
Interest of the public. Right. Okay, yes. So the public is the ones who are electing you. So your goal should be to satisfy their needs.
What is your name? Let us give Aliyah Dillon a round of applause. That was brave, and that was, she was ready. She started the conversation. And two things that I asked her to clarify. First of all was accountability, and where she says power changes people. If you know who you are and you have dealt with your demons of the past, power can't change you. You will use that power for the benefit of your people. And you will remember that you're only there by the power of the people who have put you there. And the second thing she spoke about was seeking the interests of the public. Many times our leaders get into positions at all different levels, not just in the parliament or in the cabinet, but at all different levels. And they